Hi everybody, Sandy here from Flight Check with a special message to all our friends and everybody watching the show. Flight Check has been going for over 4.5 years now, 150 plus episodes, a couple hundred hours of content out there between regular podcasts, weekend forecast, the old hype videos that Curly used to make, and all the little random streams that we did here and there. It's been a great ride, and that's why I am sad to, along with Knox and Curly, announce that Flight Check will be coming to a close after Worlds wraps up.
The show is ending. It has been an awesome 4.5 years, 5 seasons, over 150 plus episodes. I don't even know how many hours. I started the show because it was the middle of COVID back in 2021. Stuck in an apartment with my girlfriend at the time. And I was watching a ton of League of Legends and I was creating articles about FlyQuest.
When we first started the show, I was doing a capstone in media production. I was primarily focusing on audio, but I was learning how to do video stuff as well. And at the same time, I was starting to really get into esports and FlyQuest specifically. It was a little bubble. It was a nice safe haven where I really enjoyed the people there.
And I basically reached out and I said, hey, I want to create some more content in a video format.
Some guy named Knox Wars started asking about hey, would anyone maybe want to do a podcast?
I remember exactly where I was when the idea of the show was first born. I was at the gym in between sets when I saw a message from Knox in the FlyQuest Discord way back in, I think it was March or April of maybe May even 2021, asking if anybody was interested in doing some kind of podcast or something like that. Curly replied, and then I got in there pretty quickly because I saw, hey, this is an opportunity to do something.
And so it was just you know what, let's just do something. Because also at the same time, I really was wanting to create something. I was streaming on occasion just cause, and I just saw this as another thing that I could do on top of that and meet some really cool people. And I was pretty correct about that last part, because Sandy and Knox are just two really good, reliable dudes, and they've been good friends. And I'm really happy that back then I made that choice.
And it had been on my list of goals for that year to start doing some kind of content regarding esports. I had been watching League of Legends esports since 2014, back when I was still in college. Had always been interested in making content, but never really had the opportunity. And finally, this was a chance to put something together.
From there, Flight Check was born. And from there, 2 awesome friendships developed, which just still blows my mind because I never imagined having online friends that were ever that close. Especially to the point where I would end up going to one of their weddings and both of them would come to my wedding.
What I really loved about doing the show, it was a safe space for me to explore my creativity. I really got to make the overlays using a graphic design degree that I never actually got. I only studied it for a year, but I just kept pumping out overlays. I would make us little headers, intros, breaks, presentation modes, etc., etc. I just really got to throw that stuff, and even got into a little bit of trying some animations and doing some really good stream graphics with that. I got to make some good hype videos. There's also, if you really scroll back, there's what I would say now is kind of embarrassing cringe rap video up there. But the fact that I was just able to do this along with weekend forecasts that Knox and I did for a while now. Just, I was allowed to do all of those, no matter how good or bad they might be. It was just, I could do them, and I didn't feel a terrible amount of pressure. It was nice having something to look forward to each week. It was kind of my little safe space from a lot of other things as life happened around me. The one consistent, reliable thing was most Mondays, usually at 8 p.m., I was talking about FlyQuest.
Like Curly, what I really loved about the show is every Monday night I got the chance to sit down and talk with some friends about League of Legends esports, specifically the team that we loved, and talk about how the team was doing, see where things were going, make predictions, all that good stuff, react to the latest news. I frankly, I don't have anyone in my personal life that's as interested in League of Legends esports as I am. And so this was a huge part of my life, to have friends that I could talk to about this. And it really meant a lot to me. So much so that, the show has grown so much from just 3 random guys in the FlyQuest Discord talking about the team, to the fact that both Nox and Curly came to my wedding a couple years ago. A few weeks after my wedding, Curly and I got to go to Nox's wedding, which was incredible. And I'm sure, come the day that Curly gets hitched, Nox and I will be at his wedding too. That's just the kind of thing that you don't get from something that wasn't meant to happen. And I firmly believe that this was something that was meant to be, and that there was a good purpose behind it.
And then what I also really, really loved doing was being the unrealistic hype man. If you go back and watch every VOD ever since we started doing predictions, I don't think that I've ever actually predicted a FlyQuest loss. My pick'ems might say otherwise sometimes with the ones that Nox4 was running, but overall, I never once predicted against FlyQuest, and I was always the unrealistic hype man, because, what's the point of being a fan if you don't just vibe? Some of my favorite memories are both finals weekends, 2 of the ones that I went to. First and foremost has to be Houston. Houston in 2022, going to beat Nox and Sandy for the first time. It was just really nice taking this little thing that happened on the internet and turning it into reality.
But what was so cool about hanging out with them is that, these are real people. And, normally I only get to see them on my screen once a week. And I got to hang out with them and hear about their lives. And, that was something that started happening as the show went on, was, the show would wrap up and then we would just chat, for half an hour, 45 minutes afterwards about what was going on in our lives. They were one of the first people that I ever told them, that I was dating my wife-to-be. I was so excited to invite them to my wedding. These are real friendships that we have built through the show. And I think that's going to be the best takeaway, I think, from all of this.
To offer an explanation for why the show is ending is I've gotten to a point in my life where I have so many outside responsibilities that I need to take care of. I no longer live in an apartment, as you can see. I live in a house. I no longer have a girlfriend. I have a wife. And I have a new job that has a lot more responsibilities and time requirements. And because of that, I have not been able to watch as much League of Legends and dedicate as much time to watching the game and studying the game and even keeping track of what all the teams are doing and how players are performing. And kind of because of that, my passion has gone down a little bit. And because my passion has gone down a little bit, I have also somewhat, I never completely lost interest in doing the show, but because the passion was gone, I did not have the want to do the same level of want to do the show as I had always had in the beginning. And I could tell over the past year and a half or so, it started to decline a little bit. And for me, if I don't have that same level of passion and interest in doing something, I don't know how much longer I want to continue doing it, especially if it's on a downward trend, right? I don't ever want to get to the point where I don't like doing the show. And so with that, I put out feelers to Sandy and Curly earlier this year, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about continuing to do the show.
I think we started thinking about it earlier on this year, kind of at the beginning of the new season. And we talked amongst ourselves and said, yeah, we'll give it, 1 more year, see how we're feeling.
Kind of came to an agreement that we would do this year and see how we feel.
And then a couple months ago, we kind of reconvened. Went back over what initially was driving those thoughts of bringing the show to a close. And I think we all collectively agreed that, yeah, it was time to retire Flight Check.
And so we came to an agreement about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, and was like, yeah, okay, after Worlds is done, we'll probably sunset the show and we'll call it a day.
And move on to new pastures, other things in our lives, things like that.
Well, I feel a little bit of a bittersweet content. It is sad, of course, to take something that you've put 5 years in pretty much and eventually lay it to rest. But at the same time, I'm very comfortable with the fact that, yes, this is the right time for us to lay it to rest. We grew and we reached kind of like a comfortable point. And I think it was exactly what it needed to be.
I think what we've done is something that I'll look back on and be able to say to myself, we built this podcast, we built this community, and it was a good thing.
It was called Flight Check. Our flight was never meant to take off. I don't think we were ever going to be something that was huge, and I'm very thankful for that. Because I think if we had, it might have, you never know, it could have corrupted it, or it could have put us through a lot more pressure than we had to. But it doesn't matter what those hypotheticals are, because at the reality, I'm grateful for the time that I had. I'm grateful to have two reliable friends in Knox and Sandy. I mean, I was able to go to their weddings a couple of years ago, and just being a part of that moment off of just a silly little podcast, like it's a really nice thing. And this little bubble makes me very happy and grateful, and I really wouldn't want it any other way.
I think going forward, I do plan on keeping up with the esports scene for sure. I'm hopeful that, not having a Monday night obligation all the time will lend me a little more flexibility to do things on my own time. I hope to make videos kind of just like this one, where news breaks and I can react to it, or just talk about maybe some more in-depth statistical analysis or something else that's going on in the esports scene. But be able to do that on my own time and push out videos when I want to, instead of having an obligation to do it every Monday night. I think just being able to have the flexibility to do other things is going to be really big for me. But I do plan on staying engaged with the community, staying engaged in our Discord. I just hope that not always having a show to do every Monday night will allow me to, make potentially another podcast. I'm not promising anything. Make another show, but something that's a little quicker and a little more dialed in, scoped in on very specific topics, rather than, a broad overview of, the League of Legends, the LCS scene in North America. So that's what I hope to do, is stay engaged with the community, find ways to do content in other ways, and continue to pour into a community that has given so much to me.
For me, what that means is I'm going to be dedicating a lot of my energy into collegiate esports. I am what I call the vibes coach for an esports program. It's Baldwin Wallace University Esports. It's a really great program that I think you guys should please put all your, if you have the time to watch it, support them. I'm very proud of my players, what they're doing so far, and I want to keep building that long into the future, however much time I can. In addition to that, if I do anything creative in the future, I'm thinking I want it to be more long-term, one-off projects rather than anything like week to week. I'm thinking I want to take the time to put a video together and really build it and pump it out. Maybe once a month, maybe once every few months, maybe once a year, who knows? But I really want to take that extra time to make it really nice. And then maybe down the line, once I get a new, more reliable computer, we can return to streaming a little bit, or maybe if I'm creating more content. But that big thing is going to be just the esports program that I work for. It's worth the effort, and it's kind of an investment in the future that I think is very needed. And I'm glad that I have the opportunity to kind of help this corner of the esports world grow.
There's so many people that we do want to thank. We'll be doing one final show.
Our final show will be November 17th. It'll be our closing show, our final goodbye show. Hopefully we'll see you there. Come hang out and chill, and it'll be a good time.
So be sure to be there. Looking forward to having you there. It'll be a nice, long, reminiscing wrap-up show. We're going to have a good time. I'll just say thank you all so much for sticking with us over the last 4.5 years. It's been a great ride. There's things that, maybe I would do differently, but I would not change a single thing about how we got here or the fact that we did the show at all. this has been such a blessing, and I'm so happy to have done it, and I'm so happy to have been doing it with these guys, and the friendships that we've built. I think they're going to last a very, very long time.
So, with that said, I'm sure there's plenty of questions in regards to like the Flight Check Discord and stuff. Don't worry, none of that is going away. All that's going to be the same, and I really want to emphasize how much I've appreciated the community that we've built in there. That kind of community is basically what I've always hoped to build in a community, and I really appreciate you guys. You've been awesome.
But I just want to thank everyone for following Flight Check for the years. I want to thank everyone who's helped make it a really fun time. All of the fly staff, all of the players, the LCS, the LTA even, and just everyone that has made this ride what it is. And specifically Nox and Sandy, I want to thank you guys for taking the time on some young, crazy hotshot who didn't know what the hell he was doing, and learned to grow through himself as an adult and as a podcaster with you guys. So thank you.
Just want to say I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you for watching all these years, and I will see you on the next show. So thank you guys. Appreciate y'all.
So thank you all. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to hit the head on the nail. And we'll see you all very, very soon. Adios, everybody.
Of course he has to lick himself right now. All right, edit that out, Sandy.